tonight's live stream, and I'm realizing you probably were able to hear me cycling through the music, so I apologize for that. It's probably kind of loud. Let's lower this to like there. And yeah, let's make sure spot focus isn't on. Yeah, guys, welcome to tonight's live stream. Happy holidays and all that fun stuff. This is the last live stream of the season, of the year. Yeah, weird. Tonight, I want to talk about the basics. I know we've done a couple live streams like this before, but there's always new people to the hobby, and it was just the holidays. So I definitely want to touch on some of the stuff that a lot of you are going to be running into, jumping into this. Maybe you've been watching the channel for a while, and then this was fine. You finally went and got the 3D printer that you've been wanting this whole time. So we'll give a quick, we'll let the chat catch up. No one's saying anything bad yet about the audio. Hopefully everything cooperates tonight. Participants, my mouse is finicky. Why is my mouse laggy? That's weird. That's a new one. Stream health. Merchandise. I can pin merchandise. Oh, I won't, but I can. All right, let's see. Let's get this all the way over to the corner, and we'll max out OBS so I can see if we freeze, even though I always... Yeah, I turned the music down. I turned it down. Is it good? Is it better? It was really loud at the beginning. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, I hope everybody's having a good holiday. I know this was probably the weirdest Christmas or whatever you celebrate, wherever you celebrate it. This is probably the weirdest version of that celebration you probably had to do in a while. Social distancing, not being able to travel, all that fun stuff. So I hope everybody took it in strides. Hopefully by next year things will be back to normal, and we can enjoy each other's company, not over FaceTime. So that'd be kind of cool. Yes. So, yeah. Music's good now. You're the only one who can't hear music, apparently. So, I've been thirsty for quite a while. I've been getting set up, so we're going to have the not Coke product. It's supposed to be quiet. It's to fill the dead noise. Oh wait. Hold on. Hold on. Before we start, I should probably wash this, but I'm not going to. Just let me get a drink real quick. Oh, this mug, you ask? Oh, you can go buy it from my merch shop. Half of it. I got one package was the sticker, and then one package was the mug, and I still don't have the shirts. So whatever. That's all I'll talk about that. Me and my dad are setting up my new 3D printer today. That's awesome. Welcome to the hobby. Yeah. So I have the mug. I have the mug. That's about it. Yeah. So we're gonna be cycling through that. So yeah, I want to kind of lay some things out for you guys, especially if you're new to the hobby. Of course, a lot of you aren't. I get that. You already been following the channel, but by chance, if you are new, already one person setting up their 3D printer for the first time today, which is really awesome. And this obviously will be saved for other people to go and view later. I was breaking off supports today, and like they were flying all around the room, and they're all over the place. Yes. So, what do we want to talk about? I want to talk about designing in files. That's first. Because that's the biggest thing people seem to not understand with 3D printing. Designing in files. Then we're going to kind of talk about the printer, some things you might run into. And then once you've printed, what do you do? How do you go from making, tiny little thing, like the Wand of Watum right here, how do you go from making this tiny little thing to making something like that? Where do you start? What are some pitfalls you're going to run into? What are some issues you're going to, have to overcome? What's going to happen when your prints fail? I literally had this happen last night. I came into my print room and it was just ghost printing. The filament broke. things happen. You're going to have failed prints. You're going to get frustrated. You're going to get aggravated. It is literally part of the hobby. If you are going into this hobby expecting it to be smooth sailing, no issues, but I spent $500 on this printer. That's cool, but we're not there yet as a society. So hopefully I'll be able to dispel some of that and give you a little bit more confidence and better prep you along that journey. So I would like to do a Mandalorian helmet and suit. Good. Where is a good place to buy PLA filament? How are you? I'm good. I buy all of my filament on Amazon. I Sunlu PLA Plus, Monoprice PLA Plus, eSun PLA Plus, and hold on. Please hold that thought. I should probably do this because I keep forgetting to do this. And they're gonna be mad that they're probably gonna be mad I'm doing it in this video, but I kind of don't care. Oh, it's in the garage. Oh, son of a. Iano. This isn't a paid sponsorship or anything like this. They sent me some filament to test out. That was the deal. Send it, review it. So while we're talking about filament, somebody just asked. It's Iano by Amazon, so it's an Amazon brand. I'm not actually quite sure. And they sent me some red and they sent me some black PLA plus, or sorry, PLA, standard PLA. This is the first PLA I've printed with in over like a year. It printed beautifully, and I don't have any of the prints in here, so this is a really bad plug. Poop. What did I print? I printed something in black, didn't I? What did I print? I printed the Revan mask. Rutro. This, right? Yes, you. Hold on. This. I gotta get it off. There it is. My giant Gundam helmet here. I split that open. This was printed in their black PLA. And this was printed on my Max. It's the Mohawk to this gigantic Gundam helmet. Some of you have seen this like on my Instagram. It's probably gonna fall apart. This thing is huge, and it still barely fits my head. So that's gonna be a fun video to do. This thing is fragile, but I just needed to print the top Mohawk part. It sits on the head like that. That's a good look. And I printed it in their black. I have a Darth Revan mask in the garage. That came out beautiful. It's good filament. I'm not positive on their prices. I'm pretty sure they are on the cheaper end. So I was pleasantly surprised with this stuff. There will be, if you guys have seen my Instagram story, I had a Darth Revan, a Darth Nihilus, and a Sith Acolyte mask, and they were all printed in the black. And then I only have one thing printed in the red, and that was another Darth Revan mask. And it printed at 210 and 65, and it came out beautiful. So if you guys see Iano pop up, Iano, try them out. I literally didn't even have to like do a temp tower. I literally just swapped this out and lowered it to 205 and 210 for red and black respectively, and it printed beautifully. So yeah, I'm not going to change it up. I'm not going to start using this stuff because I really very in particular about my Sunlu and my Monoprice. But yeah, give it a shot. I was pleasantly surprised with it. I had problems with that Arione filament, and this stuff printed perfectly first shot. So I wasn't dissuaded about that. I cut corners a lot, and I'll just load up a spool and print without doing any temperature towers or calibrating, and I'm a very bad example to go off of. Don't do that. Do as I say, not as I do, but I'm not even telling you to do that either, so just don't listen to me. Okay, all right, yeah, that was the plug for that. I'm gonna do an Instagram post for that too, once I get pictures of those masks. Can I get a good printer for 315 pounds? Yes. Depends on how big you want though. You should make a Q&A live stream. I do Q&A live streams all the time, my guy. This isn't one of them. I mean, it kind of is. We're doing a two-way thing here. Will you ever have your own custom filament? If I get to Uncle Jesse and Nico levels, maybe. That'd be kind of cool. What? I think Uncle Jesse has gray or silver. Nico has red. Can I take gold? That'd be kind of cool. Frankly built gold. Hear that, sponsors? Zoltek? Yeah, I'm printing an Iron Man Mark III helmet as you speak with the CR10S. That's awesome. You need more subs. I need more subs. Thank you. I appreciate that. But no, I'm happy. The growth is fine. I like the interaction I get with you guys. Thanks. What's up to everyone new here? Hey, welcome, DevBot. Yes. So, first off, you're new to 3D printing and you're wondering, oh my God, how do I design things? Or you're thinking about 3D printing. It always happens at the best possible time because I'm very animated with my hands. I am Italian, I talk, blah, blah, blah. So it always freezes at the worst moments. I bet if I just sit here and talk to the camera and never move and never like get out of a position that would look funny and like when the screen freezes, it would never happen. But the second I start doing something dumb, it would freeze instantly. Let's put it to the test. No? All right, okay, all right. Yeah, camera hasn't had an issue in a while, so I guess we were kind of due for that. I apologize. There's some messed up drivers on my computer, and I'm sorting them out. I promise. I am. So, yeah. Drink number one. Here, I'll drink two. There's nothing bad in this drink. Guess who's back? Yeah, me. We got the screenshot. That's fine. It's the video's out there forever. Whatever. Okay. So a lot of people on TikTok were, when I posted one of my recent videos, yeah, but then you need to design the things. You need to know how to design. I don't know how to 3D model. I didn't design any of this stuff. Most of the nerdy stuff and geeky crap that you can find, somebody else already designed it. You go and download it. You have websites like, they're linked all over my channel. They're linked in the Discord. They're linked down below for the most part. Free websites, you have thingiverse.com, myminifactory.com, cults3d.com. Even Do3D has some free files. It's kind of to rope you in. I get that. It's a marketing ploy. Totally fine. Nico does the same thing. I don't know if Maxcraft and Johan do the same thing at all. They're more Patreon based, but there are tons of websites. CG Trader, Etsy, you have to pay for the files, but there are tons of places to get files. Unless you want something very specific, a very obscure character, something really, really deep cut, somebody else has wanted that too. If there's an Iron Man suit from any of the Marvel movies, the files are out there. A good amount of the comic book files you can find. They're still emerging and being made, but most people in the hobby, if you're in the nerdier side of things, want the same thing. So there are modelers doing this, and I haven't ran into a situation where I wanted to print something and couldn't find the files. Except one time, and then I commissioned somebody to do it. If you want something bad enough, but you don't know how to 3D design, and you're like, man, I really want this thing, I don't want to go through the learning curve, you can pay people to design stuff for you. One of my moderators, RD, he's actually, I mentioned him in an upcoming video. He modeled me something that I just couldn't find. I could find people 3D printing it, but they kept their files to themselves. So I just found somebody who could model. Hey man, how much do you want to model this? Pay, it's a simple transaction. They make it and then it's yours. And then you have something kind of unique, which is also really cool. I have, let's see, the Dagger of Time. That was kind of made for me, even though the files are available now. The Tesseract Containment Unit, the Z Sword. There's a lot of cool things coming out. I was directly involved with the design of this Gundam helmet with Nico Industries. If I was to take out one of my Gundam models right now, it is the exact model Nico used to model that helmet and the suit files that he sells. It is directly off of my Supernova Master Grade Wing Zero, and it matches up, and it's kind of cool. So you get to be a part of a lot of this. And when you're making and helping make and design your own models, even if you're dealing with somebody who's modeling them, you're paying somebody for a commission. There's still typically, hopefully, two-way communication back and forth of people being like, "Hey man, while I was designing this, I was looking at the eyes. What if I did them like this? And they'll ask you questions, and it makes you more involved with this. And from what I've gathered, a lot of 3D modelers like that two-way feedback. Yes, they want to be free to design it themselves, but the more information you give them, the better it'll come out. So that's an option too. But like I said, there's tons of files out there already, and especially if you're starting out and you just want to print stuff, there's tons of stuff out there to print, guys. There really is. Should someone drink a shot every time his camera freezes? Yeah, that's I'm getting a Batman LED eyes. Should I get blue LED or white? Get both. Test them out. I was gonna say I'm not sure if you should screenshot. I got an 5 Plus based on one of your video tutorials for Christmas. Hey Daniel, that's awesome. If you buy files from these, promo code. I have a promo code on do3d.com. They are doing a. Don't use the promo code now. They are running their own 40% off promo right now. It's CH40 for Christmas. CH40 gets you 40% off. But please use my affiliate link because that does help support the channel with affiliate links and all that revenue, and it really helps. So don't use my 20%, use their 40%. But if you do buy some Do3D files, please go through my links. There's one down below, I believe, too, and in my link tree. Thanks. Thangs.com. We also have Thangs.com. I apologize for forgetting them. They just helped me run a contest. Oh my God. I design cookie cutters for my mom, and that's pretty much all I can do. Hey, that's a start. You can design more than I can. I wonder how good paying 3D modelers on Fiverr would go. So Andrew Smith, Fiverr isn't a bad option, but that's why Fiverr, it goes up in 5 increments. Based on the money I've been charged for even pretty basic 3D models, spend wisely. Unless they're really tiny models, I've had some very custom things designed, some very big props. They're usually $40, $50 to $100 for a commission. But that also has to do with the rights, and are you going to sell the files? Is the modeler going to sell the files? It depends on a lot of stuff, so just be careful. They have portfolios and all that, so make sure you go look at that. Are you going to try to learn to 3D model? Yes, I will. Are you an engineer? Is this something a beginner? I'm not an engineer. I started this a year and a half ago. Anybody can do this. It's just how dedicated you are to learning. I just sent you a Frankly meme on Instagram. Oh God, I don't want to see that. Putting my Darth Nihilus mask right now. Hey, it's a cool mask. It's an easy print. It's really fun. Do you have to use a computer? Yes, you need some type of computer. When is the next contest? That's coming out probably this week. It's a Sunlu S8. I'm finally getting rid of that thing and giving it away to you guys. It's taking up room in the other room, and I just need to get rid of the damn thing. Thought I would remind you, just ran the... Yeah. Frank, so good to have you back on IG, dude. Thanks, man. For those of you not following, my Instagram was giving me all sorts of problems. It still is. I'm still kind of scared to post. I just posted my first post, probably ever, with no hashtags. And my account didn't get disabled. So I'm wondering if there's a hashtag that's flagged. I don't know. We're figuring it out. This isn't the stream for it. Whatever. Cool. So that's files. That's you deciding what you want to print, right? That's like, I want to print this Iron Man helmet. For some context, what you see in the background, paid, free. This Black Panther helmet is free on Do3D. I got something on the front of it. This is a free model on Do3D. This Black Panther helmet. It's beautiful. Paid. The Samus helmet was paid. One of those Mark 85 helmets was free. The Keyblade was free. The hammer was free. The shield was free. Both shield files actually were free. Stormbreaker was paid. That was paid. The gold Iron Man bust, that was a free model. This helmet was paid. The Armborn was paid. And that kind of does it for free files. Oh, my Infinity Stone props. Boop, 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 boop. Let me grab these real quick. And then we'll move on from files because you guys kind of get the point. The Power Orb. The Eye of Agamotto with the turning mechanism, by the way. Isn't that nice? Yeah. Look at all those layer lines. And the Ether from Thor: The Dark World. We're gonna get the shot. We're gonna do it, guys. All 3 of these were free files on Thingiverse, and they came out pretty cool. Yeah. The Tesseract containment unit was a paid commission. Well, it was kind of a commission. I don't know. No, he was designing that anyway. The Ether and the Loki Scepter was paid, but there is a free Loki Scepter floating somewhere on Thingiverse, I believe. And there is a free Tesseract containment unit somewhere on Thingiverse as well, but it's one solid file with no mechanism or gears. It was just designed to be basically a game prop. It's pretty much unprintable, unless you cut it up. Yeah, will you ever get a resin printer? Hey, what's that right in the bottom corner of the screen? Does that say Elegoo LCD 3D printer? Oh, it does. I have one. Elegoo sent me a Mars Pro to test out, so I have a resin printer now. And my first resin print, you guys are gonna laugh. It's a surprise, but it's really cool. Yes. I've just uploaded my post with 5 hashtags on that basis. I hope they don't take it down. Where did you get your file to make your own Iron Man suit? Daily Dose of Spidey. The suit is from do3d.com. When's a 2-part Mando helmet coming out? Devin Marcus, it's going to be a few days. I'm going to try to crank on that this week. I have 8 Mandalorian helmets sitting in my garage right now, ready to paint, and I have 5 different ways I want to paint them. None of them involve Lumiluster or airbrushing. So stay tuned for that. Anyone have the potential to design? It all just depends on the time you put into it. I sucked 3 years ago, and today I'm sort of decent, but anyone, if I can do it. Hey, here you go, Leon. I've seen your work. You're terrible. You're awful. Get out. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I've never seen his work. He's probably good. If he says he's good, he's good. Exactly. Anybody can do it. So that's all that really matters. You just want to have to commit. I ordered an S8 from printer for Sunloo, but they sent me a filament dryer instead. Wow, that's pretty funny, actually. I'm sorry. Please do what I think you're going to do. You don't know. No one actually on the Discord knows. You guys haven't seen this yet. How much was the whole suit? Okay. So this will kind of segue into our actual printing and the printers and the sizes that you want to use and be cognizant of when you're trying to make something like an Iron Man suit or a giant blade thing. I don't know. Is the resin printer still in the box? Yeah, the resin printer, I haven't even opened it yet. Just joined. Is that a Gundam helmet from Thingiverse? No, this is not from Thingiverse. The Thingiverse Gundam helmets are... This one is a paid file from Nico Industries. It's better. There are some issues with it just because of its size. That'll be covered in a video. So, yep. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, Spunky Monkey. Never thought I'd say that in a sentence. Congratulations, you just dragged it out of me. You wouldn't happen to have a link to point me towards the right direction, Tim? I don't have a link. Go to nicoindustries.com and type Gundam. It'll pop up, I promise. There's a whole suit to go with it. So, let's see. Let's get this. You just bought a 3D printer. I just have these. They're just around. There's like 5 of them under the desk. You just can't see them. I keep these. They fit in your pocket. Look, it's pocket size. You can hold it out with one arm. Oh, it's breaking. Don't do that. So this is a 3D printer. This is an Ender 3, Creality Ender 3. They range about $160 to $200 depending on where you're buying it and if it's on sale or not. It's very small, but it fits on your desktop. It's really cool, awesome, tiny. That's probably what a lot of you guys have. What broke? Oh, this thing. Whatever. Oh, this. It's like a grenade. So, yes. So you got the 3D printer, and you just want to start making stuff, but where is it? Okay, I got some bed sizes here for you guys. Ooh, look at that. Look, oh hey, it's you guys. Neat. He picks it up like a child. Do you plan to work on the Mark 50? No, but Do3D does have a Mark 50 suit. So this is the build plate size for an Ender 3. This is what a lot of you probably have. I have 2 of these. There's one right there, one printing in the other room. This is the standard probably build plate for starter printers. The Prusa Mark IIIs are roughly this size. The Anet A8s are roughly this size. This is like the starter size of 3D printers. Now, pretty decent sized. You can almost fit a whole helmet on it. It's just like just a little bit too small for a whole helmet, but you can print it in sections. See, you print the faceplate. You can just barely get a jaw on there. You have to position it the right way, and the jaw fits there. The dome, if you scale it down, you can just get the domes to fit on there. This is a 94% helmet, and it fits just barely on there. So you can print things in pieces, all right? That's cool. A lot of modelers will cut up files. Sometimes you might have to cut up the files yourself. I've had to cut up my own files. I had to cut up most of this Gundam helmet myself. I had to cut up Loki's scepter, the 7-foot Loki scepter. It was ridiculous. But files like the Stormbreaker here were pre-cut. The color changes you see were different cuts. You have the little gem on the bottom, you have these little sticks, you have the long part, you have the 2 parts I'm holding, you have the blades and the hammers. These were all pre-cut models. These can fit almost any printer. They cannot fit an Ender 3 by themselves. You will need to go and cut the head, the axe head, and actually the hammerhead does fit. It's the axe head that's just a little bit too wide for an Ender. But a lot of modelers are cognizant that people have different size printers, so they'll give you the full files, they'll cut up some files for you, and it makes it a lot easier to manage, which is a nice thing, where some others won't typically be that courteous. This thing was, I love pulling this thing out, I'm sorry, I'm so proud of this. This thing was pre-cut to fit a Creality CR10S size, a 300 by 300 by 400 bed. You don't need to cut this up at all. So if you have an Artillery a Sidewinder X1, a CR10S, a Sunlu S8, the files come for this pre-cut to fit that exactly. The biggest part will still fit on a CR10S, and that was actually this part right here. So some modelers kind of aim for a certain size. Printing this on an Ender 3, I really wouldn't recommend that. This was already a very big print. You'd have to cut it up even more to get it to fit it on an Ender. So you got to be careful with that and pick your battles on what you go into. But something like Mjolnir over here, this is like the perfect starter print for anybody getting into the hobby because it fits on an Ender 3. This thing is great. It just fits. As long as you don't have, I think, rafts enabled, it will just fit on an Ender. See? You print the hammerhead and you print the handle separate, and then you screw them together and glue it on, and then you have Mjolnir. Kind of cool. Ding. Anything, any 3D model, any 3D file can fit on nearly any 3D printer. It just depends on if you have to cut it or not. Like I said, yes, having a bigger printer is better. No, I still don't really recommend trying to do something like an Iron Man suit on an Ender 3, because if we're looking at this pragmatically, and the chair's in the way. Oh no. Sorry guys. It's gonna take a couple prints. The suit is very big. The print bed is not. I'm not saying it's impossible. It's just, it will take a lot more printing. Thighs, the chest, the abs, there's a lot more pieces. Even the shoulders don't fit perfectly. So I'm not trying to deter you guys, but I just want you to be cognizant that it will just take more effort to print on an Ender 3. So, what's going on? What's going on? Oh my God. I missed a lot. Do you plan on working on the Mark 50? Do you have a super name? Would it be Frank or Built Man? It'd be Mr. Built. Massive build plate. Yeah, you're a Prince Chris. Did this guy just say it's chocolate? Love your video or Mandalorian helmet thing. I'm thinking, can you print an Iron Man? Can you print Iron Man complete on the Ender 3? I know the answer. Okay, so Lewis Torn's just a dick. That's cool. Stop it. The painting is just amazing on the dinosaur sword thing. I like it. The dinosaur sword. I like that. I like that. A lot of people call it that. I think he was, dude, Leon. So I got the Creality 5 Plus, but I don't know what PLA filament works best with it. The best filament is the filament that works for you, MDD gamer. I like PLA pluses like Sunlu, eSun, and Monoprice. Test out. Go on Amazon. Depending on what country you're in, where you live, there'll be different reviews. Read the reviews, get some, and try it out for yourself. Any experience with the Ender extrusion extender kits? Yeah, Ender extender. Chris can talk about that. He's one of my mods in the chat. How does your gray Iron Man helmet stay together? Which one? This one? It locks together. It's like friction fit, the way it was designed. See? It just kind of, and that's without magnets. And then this just kind of sits in there. Hopefully that's what you mean. Just on the channel, I got a CR10S V2. You helped a lot with the manual helmet. Hey, no problem, Chris. Would an enclosed heat chamber help with the big parts? Nah, not really. Only for ABS. Sorry, I didn't know the name. It's cool. Is it harder to work on the CR10 Max than the CR10S Pro with the bigger bed? Not really sure what you mean, Sam. Oh, hey Sam, I know who you are, dude. Hi. It's not harder or easier to work on. It's just it just takes up more room. The max is intimidating. It takes up a lot of space. I'm getting stringing a fair bit too. Is my temp too high? That could be your temp, retraction, how long your filament's been sitting out, the humidity levels in your room. There's a lot to factor in there. Will you be on the Discord after this? Actually, I will. I will be doing a post-stream on the Discord while I clean up, and we can talk about some things. Looking forward to my CR30 printing mill. Yeah, printing the hilt in one shot. That'd be kind of cool. I drink drinks faster when they're in mugs and not in cans. I've noticed that. Can we see the Blades of Chaos? I don't know what you're talking about. How did you do the gems on your Iron Man gauntlet? My Iron Man Endgame gauntlet, that was done with resin casting. I have a video specifically on that. Go check that out. It's really cool. I asked this earlier, but we would be willing to try out a flash forge printer at some point. I've used flash forges. That's what I used to teach on at my wife's work when I was teaching teenagers and kids how to 3D print. There was the flash forge finders. I'll never buy one. They're good for school and learning environments, and they're tinier, easier printers to manage. They're all-in-ones. But for more hobbyist consumers printing a lot of stuff, I wouldn't recommend them. What's the biggest thing you printed on the Max? This helmet, the Gundam helmet, was officially the biggest thing. It was the longest print. It was huge. It's huge. Now, like the actual helmet itself. The fins, obviously, these are all separate parts. But the helmet itself is the biggest thing I've ever printed. This is it next to my head. It's massive. Yeah, that broke my my max record, if you will. Yeah. Frank, great stuff as always. Thanks for all the help and information. You got into this hobby about a month ago with my under 5 plus, and I'm loving it. Awesome. That was an advertisement for you. Like, for the V2. Lewis. I mean, we can just ban him. He's just. You know what, wait, I can do that. Oh, there we go. Okay, now he's gone. Makes sense. Big bumpy brain. No, I banned him. I don't care. He does nothing to benefit the channel, so he's gone. Yeah. Help out and buy Frankly Built Tire, everyone. You guys have been buying it, so thank you. Your max level. Yes. So, those are some of the, here, let me show you guys. This is the Ender 3. A lot of you might have this. This is the build plate on the CR10S. Not drastically bigger. Not like, oh my God. Decently bigger. But just this difference, the 235 to the 300 by 300, this let me print this is probably the optimal size to printing cosplay and props. This is what I use to print my entire Iron Man suit. It just unlocked a lot more possibilities in printing bigger parts. And then going from a 250 build height to a 400 build height really made things a lot easier. Now, your printers might have come with different build plates. They have I think the Ender, I want to say the Ender 3 and the Ender 5s come with this, it's like a fiberglass textured bed. It's a sticker, actually. This is a really good build plate. There's no reason to get rid of this. Do not use glues, do not use adhesives, do not use hairsprays. Keep this clean. The same goes with your magnetic beds that might have came on your Pros or, yeah, I think the Ender 5 and Ender 3 Pro come with a magnetic bed. Use rubbing alcohol to clean this, or Dawn dish soap and water, but you want to keep these as clean as possible. If you start using glues on them, it's just going to gunk them up and ruin them. Keep them clean. The other beds you might run into are the all glass bed. These suck. I hate this. I will never advocate for these. They're trash. They're absolutely trash. I don't like this. No. You'll see people then put tape on them. If anybody in any of the groups ever on Facebook is like, oh, I'm using a glass bed with masking tape. You are no longer using a glass bed. You are using a textured bed. You're not printing on the glass anymore. You're printing on the tape. The tape is textured. Am I crazy? Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, just get a glass bed and put tape on it. You mean a tape bed. Weird, huh? So the tape works. I see people use it all the time, but by the time you're going to constantly be changing the tape, I don't have COVID. I just have something in my throat. For reals. Yes. So you're going to keep replacing the tape. Or not. Need a minute. It's like right there. It's like a little tinge, you know? Think we're good. Think we're good. Yeah. So you're gonna start using tape more and more and more and more. It's gonna start adding up. Eventually, you'll get to the point where you should have just bought a new bed and then you don't need to use tape anymore and don't need to have that issue. So if your printer, like a standard CR10S, I think the 10 and the 10S are the only printers left that come with just a stock glass bed. Andrew Smith with the $2. 123 watching and only 123 watching. Hey, thank you for the $2, man. Regardless of, you didn't need to advocate for my likes. I appreciate that, dude. Thank you. But he's right. Hit the like button, please. I know some people just forget. It helps the channel. Yeah. Have you ever considered making silicone molds for cast the parts like the Iron Man suit? Yes and no. There hasn't been a point yet. How do you clean an upgraded glass bed? Rubbing alcohol, isopropyl alcohol. About your glue with the activator pen, that's impossible to find in France. Where did you buy it? Amazon. Sorry. How are you finding it being more 42 glass are trash? Preach. I will. Glass is much flatter than the thin texture stock bed. Yes and no. The stock glass beds, those clear beds, always come warped. They're bad. The best bed you can buy, I think, is the ultra base beds. These are. It's a textured bed, kind of. It's glass. And you can print. PLA loves this stuff. And if you want to print PETG, you have a perfectly smooth glass bed on the back. You can use both sides to print. This is worth every freaking penny. Every single one of my printers has these now, except my Max, because they don't make it for the Max yet. Creality, could you like get on it, please? People will buy these. Yeah, this is the best bang for your buck. Second best to, and next up would be the magnetic beds. I don't like the normal glass beds. I'll never advocate for them. Holy moly, that's gigantic. Yes, this one is big. You've been extraordinarily helpful, so let me return the favor. You ought to try Octoprint. It will change your life. I've heard of Octoprint. I've seen it. I don't like it. I don't want it. Have you ever had a Creality heated bed stop heating all of a sudden? That's what happened to my CR10, and now I can only print with PLA. I have 2 brand new spools. Your wire on your glass bed, if it's a CR10, it's notorious. The wire breaks where it hooks up to the glass bed. Make sure you don't have a short. Oh yeah, this is the Ender 5 Plus bed. Sorry, I didn't even say that. And compared to the CR10S bed, so this is the CR10S. This is an Ender 5 Plus. And then this is an Ender 3 and an Ender 5 Plus bed. This is where the difference really starts to take notice. All right, so those are the beds. Those are the different sizes. And then I don't have my CR10 Max bed in here because it is actually printing right now. Have you ever created a bed? Don't the glass bed real? I love glass with glue. Hey, if the plain glass works for you, good. The best thing for you is what works for you. These are my preferences. That's all. That's absolutely all. I don't like glass beds. Tons of people get them to work all the time. That's just me. AKA Pina. I was heading to print an Iron Man helmet, so I watched a video on how to use Curtis. I printed it at 50, so half the size, but I like it now. Hey, that's smart. That's smart. Test it out. I got my Franklin shirt on. Oh, DEF CON. Thanks, man. What's the price on a CR10S? You can get a CR10S anywhere between like $350 and $400 right now, I believe. Are paid prints better? Yes, no. It depends, man. It really depends. Aluminum casting with printed parts, something I want to try. Hey, yeah, lost casting. People do it. Hey, yeah, mine texture good. Dominic Busick, what's up, man? Thank you. Thank you for the 5. You didn't want to say anything in that? You could have had a question, or I would have read it. If you comment again, I'll read it. If you have a question, thank you, dude. I really appreciate that. The CR10S got to bed with only 25 on Amazon. Upgraded mine the other day. Andrew Smith, yes. I opened my CR10 box and looked at the glass bed and went, bruh. Then I whipped out my upgraded glass bed. Yeah, that's awesome. You can always buy the flex plate from Wham Bam. I have one on my Max. I bought the flex plate. I have the flex plate. I want the glass bed. Have you ever sold any of your items? Yes, all the time. Do you try one of the Ender 3 Pro? The Ender 5 Plus is bigger than I thought. It is. It's 350 by 350 by 450. 450 or 400? 450. I think it's 450. No, it can't be. It can't be the size of the Max. 350, 350, 400 maybe? I'm forgetting. Kind of doubting as I saw a few reviewers that were less positive for people with manual leveling. Did you find one with the other Pro? Trying to catch up on some of the questions. You guys are killing it tonight. You got like good questions too. These are awesome. Like typically it's a lot of the same. Like, is the Iron Man suit 3D printed? Matt. So, Ultra Base wore out for me after a ton of printing, but Ultra Base does really stick though. It will wear out. It definitely will. But there's ways around that. You gotta be careful with it. Because try the silent board. Why not try it the reason I'm not trying the SKR Mini V2s, I don't have a reason to. I build stuff. I'm not deep into the 3D printing hobby like a lot of people. My printers work for me. I have them working exactly how I want. They're reliable. I'm not gonna upgrade something I've already upgraded. Like, there's no need. I just wanted the silent boards to make it quiet, and that's it. I don't see the purpose of the additions unless you're really into the printing hobby. So that's a whole other thing. Yeah, it's an awesome print. Need one now. What's your personal favorite thing of the FDM Pro Core XY or Cardison? I like the faux Core XY of the Ender 5 Plus. I know it's not a true Core XY because of the belt system, but the fact that the bed doesn't move and it lowers, love it. You can print so much faster. I actually checked the mounts, completely frayed in half. I replaced the bed with a brand new one and it's still not working. I even opened up the gearbox, but couldn't find anything. You might have blown a fuse or you might have fried the main board. The power supply could have been bad. Hey Chris, what are you saying that was retracted? Video YouTube channel setup. Will you do a video of your YouTube channel setup? What do you mean, Paul Almond, aka Peanut? I'm curious. Expand on that. I want to know. What do you mean by that? 350, 350. No, it's bigger than 350. It's 350 by 350 by 400, I believe. Are completed prints temperature sensitive? I want to make a bobblehead on my first print and stick it in my dash. Yes. So if you're going to be printing little trinkets that are going to be exposed to sunlight, you might not, PLA might not be the way to go. PLA is a little heat resistant. PLA Plus is a little stronger. ABS and PETG are probably the better ways to go. What you could do is just maybe find somebody and buy a little PETG print, stick it in your dashboard and see if it melts. It's going to be trial and error. Matt misses you. 350, 350 by 4. Thank you. Ender Plus Klaus with PLA Plus. Any suggestions? Upgrade your nozzle size. Upgrade to a 0.6 millimeter or 0.8 millimeter nozzle. That actually solved a couple of people's problems. No questions. You deserve more. Hey, Dominic, dude, thank you, man. Thank you, dude. When switching to a 0.6 from a 0.4, do you do any testing for it? Not really. Just make sure you change your settings in Cura to accommodate it, because you can select 0.4 or 0.6. That's all you really need to do, man. And then you can print faster, and you can print stronger with less infill. That jaw blade sword is my favorite thing. But hold the questions. We're getting a lot of off-topic questions, and I want to keep talking about starting up printing. So we're getting a little too specific on things. So please pause those general questions. We're talking about starting printing and getting into the hobby. So please. Discord stream tonight. Yes. Do you have to watch your print at all times? Oh God, no. Couch Spud? Oh my God. I print for 4 or 5 days at a time. And no, you do not. Once you learn the printer, this is a good topic. Let's talk about that. I'm going to highlight that one because I want to save that, and all the questions below it I'm probably going to ignore. Stop asking questions. Give me a second. You're going to watch your print. The first couple prints you do, you're going to sit there and just be like, wow. And you're going to watch it the whole time. You're going to do a 1 hour print, a 2 hour print, a 3 hour print, and be like, ah, that took forever. And then you're going to slowly get more comfortable and comfortable. You're going to have some failures. You're going to forget to clean your bed. You're going to mess up your bed level. You're going to have your filament jam. You're going to have your spool come undone and tangle up. Something's going to happen. That's part of the hobby. You'll get past it, I promise. You'll get more and more comfortable. Oh man, my first 12-hour print. Or you set a print and then you go to bed, and the whole time you're laying in bed, you're like, did I just hear my printer make noise? And then you run and check and it's fine. You're going to go to bed and wake up to spaghetti. The print's going to fail. You're going to look at it and be like, well, why did it fail? I wasn't watching it. You'll get more and more comfortable with the printer as you go. I can literally preheat my... What I'll do is I'll turn on my printer, start preheating it, come in here, load up the files, slice it. By the time I'm back in the room, it's preheated, clean the bed real quick, put the SD card in, hit print, and I leave. I don't even watch my first layer anymore. I know. I'm a bad boy. Yeah, I just don't do it anymore. Occasionally I'll check in on them and stuff, but you get so comfortable with them and you understand how they work that you know they're working. You know everything you're doing is right, and if something's going to go wrong, it's at that point out of your control. So why just sit there and stare at it? You'll be fine. How many times do you level your bed? I haven't leveled any of my beds in like 2 months. Yeah. Well, I gotta run for and keep it. Hey, thanks, Spunky Monkey. Are you planning on printing anything from Back to the Future? No. What equipment do you use for your YouTube channel? I can do a video on that, like my camera, my audio mics and stuff, the microphones I have, the system, the editing, the polls, the lighting. I could do a video on that. That'd be kind of fun, actually. Huh. As a beginner to 3D printing, do you recommend running some calibration prints, like attraction tests, overhang tests, and temp towers, etc.? Well, thank you, Tony Stark. You must be new to printing. He's not. He's better than me. So, you got your printer, and you see people making stuff like this. You're like, wow, I want to make that. So you pop off your first little test print, right? A little benchy or whatever came on the SD card, and you're like, I'm ready. And you load up some Iron Man helmet files or some whatever files, and it fails catastrophically. It clogs. It does something wrong. Typically, the best or the worst print you'll get for a while is going to be those first couple test prints that come in the SD cards. Most of the time, they give you false positive because they'll come out fine. They'll come out great. And you'll be like, yeah, I'm ready. And then you go and try to do your own G-code, and it just fails. And you're like, huh? Take it slow. If there's one piece of advice I could give all of you right now is take it slow. Just because you see me printing this shit and you see people printing these really big, you will drive yourself mad trying to play catch up really fast. There are people in our Discord who'll be like, oh, I'm printing my first Iron Man faceplate and it keeps failing. And we're like, well, how many prints have you done before? They're like, oh, I just did a benchy. It's like, dude, slow down. Get your filament, find a filament you like. Look at reviews, see what other people are using, that type of stuff. Print your temperature towers. There's tons of guides on them. There's tons of videos on them. Temperature tower, calibrations. E-steps? No, you didn't say E-steps. Forget I said E-steps. They're a myth. Heard it here, folks. Heard it here, folks, first. Okay. So they make these things called temperature towers. They make these things called overhang testing. So there's tons of calibrations you can run. Look up videos on that. I don't really have any videos on calibrating your filament like that because there's so many other videos of it. 3D Printing Nerd, the Edge of Tech. There's so many videos out there already. I don't really want to clog the space with more of those. So just be careful with that and take your time. That's really the best advice I can give you. Start small. This is so much easier to print than an Iron Man helmet. I promise you guys. Like, start tiny. It comes in good pieces. You can and just build your way up. You don't want to have your first, 5-day print just fail where you think you're getting lucky and then it falls and you just didn't really understand enough of the hobby yet. So just take it slow. I promise it'll pay off. Greetings all. Hey Frank, when do you suggest someone starts modding their printers and how much is too much? When do I suggest someone start modding their printers? Thank you, Chris. Thank you, mods, for streamlining these questions for me. I appreciate that because, everybody in the channel, yeah. You modify your printer when you feel it needs to be modified. Now, there is one crucial upgrade I always suggest for Creality printers, and that is the Capricorn Bowden tube. Oh look, I have a printer right here. How convenient. This little blue tube right here, yours is probably white. If your printer has a white tube, upgrade it. Why? Because your printer will print. Your printer will print for a few days, few weeks, few months, maybe a year without any failures. Chances are eventually this tube is going to pop out. It's going to start to slide out of the hot end, and then it starts to leak inside your actual hot end area and around the nozzle. That's worst case. Best case, this little coupler out here pops out. That's fine. Okay, whatever. But this is a pretty big problem. This can do a lot of damage to your printer. It's called a nozzle blowout or a hot end blowout. This tube is like $5. Replace it. This is the only upgrade I recommend. It's not for speed. It's not for, oh, it's quiet and silent and I can print at 200 millimeters a sec. It's none of that. This is a reliability upgrade. That's why I suggest this first above all. The second upgrade I recommend is this little red thing back here. This is your extruder. This is what pushes the filament through that tube. These come in plastic typically. If it's plastic, you should upgrade it to a metal one. The plastic will eventually crack. Because your stepper motor, this little motor under here, gets hot and cold and hot and cold and hot and cold, and it constantly has tension on it, eventually it will fail and it'll lose tension. When this breaks, nothing happens. What I mean by that is nothing happens. Your print just won't finish. The printer will keep going and moving, going up and down, but no filaments coming out. It's called like a ghost. I call it a ghost print. It thinks it finished the print, but nothing came out. There's no way for the printer to not know that it wasn't printing. When that fails, it just does. And you come in, if you have a print that's half finished, like you come in and your print head's all the way up here, but the print is only like halfway done. Look at your extruder. Chances are it either cracked or that little gold gear dropped down or came loose. That's the second upgrade. Everything else beyond that is vanity. You want a new bed? Why? Do some research. Are you just not cleaning it good enough? Don't just get rid of your bed because prints aren't sticking. Find out why they're not sticking. Do you want your printer to be silent? This printer doesn't have a silent board in it. My other one does. That's an upgrade worth looking into. That's a little bit more of a vanity upgrade, but if you live in a small apartment or you have neighbors or something who can really hear the printers, these Ender 3s are kind of loud. So that's more of a smart upgrade. All right, I need this printer to be quiet because I can hear it, it's hard to sleep, we have kids, whatever the hell. That's something worth looking into. But then you'll see people who start upgrading unnecessarily. Oh, I just got a new fan and I got this new SKR Mini silent board that does all these things and I got Octoprint and I got this and I got that, and then their printer stops working and they don't know why. It's because they didn't even know why they were upgrading those things. Don't throw upgrades at a printer unless you understand why you're doing it. In all my videos where I talk about the Bowden tube and the extruder, I explain why you're doing it. I just don't say, get this. Just buy it, because I said so. Like, I don't care. Just buy it. Here's my affiliate link. Go buy it. No. I don't even have affiliate links for these two things. I don't care. I'm telling you why they're a failure point, and I want you guys to understand why you're upgrading them. End rant. Damn, I missed a lot of questions. Good question, Chris. I'm so scared to print big pieces at first. You will be. Or you were. We all were. Trust me. Why, Skimora? Do you put other springs on them? 2 months bed level. I have upgraded springs on all of my beds because it helps it from stopping to unlevel. There's a reason for that. What's your first prop you would recommend to print that's easy enough for beginners? Leon. Mjolnir. This is such a satisfying print to finish. It's Mjolnir. Check my build video on it. I have files. There's free files in the link, and then there's paid files. It's fun. Did I crack? No, cracked my head. Why is Gamora? I just got a longer, and Akira is making my shredder way too small. Akira is a joke. I want something else. Fire alarm tech. I didn't understand what you just said. Huh? Is making my shredder way too small? I'm not sure what we were talking about. Different hole sizes make for thicker layers, which makes less lines and faster prints. Correct. Start a Mandalorian armor series. No, I'm not making a Mandalorian armor. I'm just doing the helmets. Don't upgrade your machine too soon. Learn the hard way. Hey, how should I start selling my prints? This isn't the stream for that, guys. I have another stream for that. Go watch that one. Is that the Ender 3? This is just the standard Ender 3. What Bowden tube do you recommend? The Capricorn one. The genuine Capricorn Bowden tube. Every time I do a print, it just doesn't work. How do I avoid the frustration? Slow down. Find out why they're not working. Learn. Did your CR10S come with a 0.6mm nozzle, or did you take a drill bit and screw it to... No, the nozzles, you just get new nozzles and screw them in. They come in different sizes. You can buy a whole pack of new nozzles. You don't put a drill to anything. Please don't. Oh, God. No one told you that, did they? I got a print from Thingiverse that is big, and I put it in, and it's tiny. Other software makes it the same. Just, I don't know. That's weird. Scale it up. There's a scale feature. Just scale it up then. As a beginner to 3D printing, what type of printer would you recommend and why? A Delta style or a Cartesian? I've never heard good things about Delta style printers. They seem to work and they seem cool, but from what I've seen on groups and forums, when they fail, man, they fail. Like, they're hard to work on and a little bit harder to calibrate. They look cool, but I don't know. Not the biggest fans of them. The Creality style printers, even the Core XYs, or like I said, the faux Core XYs, the ones where the beds move in and out, they're fine. That's what I've been printing on this whole time. I just recently got my Ender 5 Pluses. They're great, and they're faux Core XYs that move down. They're awesome. The Deltas I'm not a big fan of. How do I earn enough trust to become a moderator? Be active in the community and on the Discord. That's where you need to go. That's where you need to go to be a mod. All my mods on YouTube are mods on my Discord, or MVPs, or involved in some way, shape, or form to contributing to the community. As a beginner into 3D printing, what type of printer would you recommend? Oh, sorry. Hey, just got a printer, printed off some model pieces that tiny holes on the base. I know that they go together, but what are the holes for? I can provide that. The Sparkster, you'd have to provide that in the Discord and ask in there, man. Is that model okay? How do you change your nozzle? You unscrew it. It's like a hex head. I'm pretty sure I talked about it in one of the videos. I don't remember which one though. I'm a big fan. Love your project. Hey, thanks Thor Odin. I have your hammer. Can I keep it? Let's go hold it. No, you take your nozzle out of the printer and screw it in the bottom. What do you use for your slicer? I use Cura for slicing the G code. I hate the terminology sometimes. And then I use Mesh Mixer and Slicer with a 3 instead of an E to cut up the models. Yeah. What about once you get your first printer? What software should they use? So you're looking for software. I'm still holding the only here. This is just going to happen. Slow down, guys. Slow down. What's a moderator? Someone said it on a YouTube video. Did you upgrade your firmware when you bought the printer? No, I didn't upgrade my firmware to the TH3D firmware later, and that's only on my CR10S. All my other printers, my Pro V2, my Max, my Ender 5 Pluses, and even my Ender 3 are using the stock firmware that came on the board, the silent boards. When you got your 0.6 millimeter nozzle, did you adjust your retraction at all? Nope. I just changed the settings in Cura from 0.64 to 0.6. And that was it. How do you improve layer adhesion? Layer adhesion comes from good squish and proper temperature settings. If you're having bad layer adhesion, your temperature is most likely off. You might be running too hot or too cold. So temperature towers in testing, crucial. It all circles back. Isn't that wild? It all involves each other. What's a good nozzle for printing helmets? I like my 0.6 millimeter nozzles. I really do. They've printed most everything you see. They printed the detail. Actually, this millimeter was printed on a 0.4. This was printed entirely on my Ender, I believe. I don't remember it. I have 6 printers. I don't remember what I print stuff on anymore, guys. It's a problem. It's a real problem. Bonk. So, do you recommend the Ender 5 Plus? Yes, I do. I absolutely do. How expensive is the filament you use? I'll talk about the Ender 5 Plus in a second, actually. When I was loading up on filament, I was able to get Sunlu and Monoprice PLA Plus for roughly anywhere between $18 to $22 a roll. They're running low right now, but I'm still stocked up, so I'm not hurting. Are you going to discuss the ultimate 3D printer, the 3D pen, that it's limitless? Yes, so you guys should just throw out your 3D printers. Realistically, you guys made the wrong choice. It was a bad purchase, it was stupid. Not only are you wrong, you're dumb. Throw it out, throw it in the trash, just get rid of it. What you want to go do is go on Amazon and get like a $30 3D pen. That's where the trick is. This lets you, I made this entire Iron Man suit with a 3D pen. It only took 5 years and a lot of sanding. There is so much Bondo on that, you have no idea. And what you can do is you can make the helmets. You can literally just be sitting there and you can start 3D printing a helmet around your head so it's the perfect size. Guys, I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. Oh my God, please nobody take that serious. What chrome paint is good for PLA? That's it. There's no, those two things don't matter. You're asking, this isn't, all right, the real Cardis one, this isn't to call you out. This is a good question. Thank you for asking. My rebuttal to that, it doesn't matter. There is no paint that is good for PLA. That's not how it works. You need to sand the part first, and then you need to prime it. Once the part is primed, it's like painting anything else. It's plastic. It's like painting a model kit. It's like painting a car. It's like painting anything. As long as you prime it first, it's just another thing you're painting. So spray paints, airbrushes, professional spray guns, you can paint it with anything you want and whatever's available to you. Sand your prints. I don't sand my prints. You can see all my layer lines. Are you going to discuss? I'm dumb. I knew it. That sounds dangerous, but I'm in. Could you imagine sitting there? Hold on. Can you imagine sitting there and you have like 10 like builders or modelers with 3D pens and you're like, make me an Iron Man suit. And it's like the Iron Man suit up scene from the first one, but they're like 3D penning around you, and you're just sitting there just like dun 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 dun, just playing in your head over and over again. Love your Mark 39 Star Boost. I'm hopefully working on Star Boost this week. I have some time off. Frank, how are you touching the chrome without the smudges? There's smudges? Who said there's not smudges? There's smudges all over this damn thing. See? Smudgy. This chrome has been this chrome isn't what it used to be. It's lost a lot of its sheen because I took this to an event off base or on base, and they were cleaning it with disinfecting wipes, and it like ruined the finish. But it kind of makes it look a little more metal now, so I kind of like it. So my BL Touch is blinking red, and I don't know why. That means it's in an error state. How do you get that metallic color on your Iron Man suit? It's just metallic paint? Yeah, this is all metallic spray paint. I bet someone went on Amazon and just bought a 3D pen thinking he can do that. Don't tag me in that. Yes, that'll be Frank's next TikTok. Oh God, I have a TikTok. Stop reminding me. That was a good time for the music to end right there. Okay, so we've kind of talked about the software. Well, we talked about where to get prints, right? We've talked about the places you can go to actually get the prints, figure out how, you know, do you want paid ones, do you want free ones, do you want to get your own design, do you want to learn how to design? If you do want to learn how to design, there are programs like Mesh Mixer, Tinkercad, Maya, Blender, ZBrush. There's tons of 3D modeling programs out there. Just Google 2020 best free 3D modeling programs. You know, there's ones that are more mechanical, like Fusion 360, and ones like Maya that are more organic and making, you know, sculptures more. So, what do you do for a living? I am in the U.S. Air Force. I'm in the military. I've been stationed overseas for 8 years, actually. 4 years in Japan, and we just passed 4 years here in England, and we're coming back to the States in May. So, yeah, it's fun. It's been a crazy experience. A lot of fun. I like it. I'm a jet engine mechanic. So, you have the printer, you built it. There's tons of videos on setting up your individual printers. I even have a few. Maybe go check them out. Build guides, some troubleshooting guides. You know where to get the files. Now you have your slicer programs. You have your free programs like Cura. Cura is a slicer program. It slices your G-code. It makes the code that the printer can understand. When people say slicing, they're not talking about actually cutting the props up. That's another program. So what you need to do is you take your 3D model. This is what Cura is actually doing. It's taking the 3D model, it's reading it, and it's figuring out what path that 3D printer head needs to take in order to make that happen. That makes sense? So what it does is it slices it up into layers, and then it figures out the path it needs to take to make each layer. It moves up, makes each layer, moves up, moves up. It's a CNC. That's all a 3D printer is, except instead of subtractive material, it's additive material. Additive material manufacturing or whatever, the fancy term for some crap like that. That's all that 3D printing is. So when you're slicing that code, it's making the model readable by the printer. Cura, Ultimaker Cura is a free program. I love it. A lot of people use it. There are other programs like Prusa Slicer, even Slicer with an E, 3 instead of an E. That's a free slicing program. Some people still use it. There's Creality Slicer, which is based off of an old version of Cura, I believe. And then there's slicers you can pay for, like Simplify 3D. Not a fan of it. I have a lot of people message me about having issues with S3D, and they switch to Cura and it like resolves them. But that's again my experience. So if you pay for S3D and you use it and it works for you, good. The best thing that works is the one that works for you. So I think that's all I can say. How do you fix the BL Touch? Jack, you might have to post in the Discord for that, man. That's a very tricky question. There's a lot more troubleshooting that needs to be done there. You should print a lightsaber prop. I've done that, and I gave them to a friend. Can you tell me what is the baby Z step? You have your print going, and your printer's moving, and you double click your little button on your CR10S, and it pops up on the screen, and it says baby Z step. That lets you actively adjust the height of your Z while you're printing. The baby Z step is the absolute best way to finalize and calibrate your printer. If you have a print going and you're like, my nozzle's just a little bit too high above the bed, you can use your baby Z-step to lower the nozzle just a little bit as it's printing to get better squish and get better adhesion. And this also lets you know that, hey, I was able to lower my nozzle just a little bit. Let that print go. When it's done, you need to re-level your bed. That means your bed was too low. Or if you're printing and your nozzle's too close and it's dragging on the bed and you hear your extruder going pop, 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 now you can raise your nozzle up by adding baby Z-step, and that'll raise the nozzle back up so filament starts coming out. Wild. You can even do that on an Ender 3. You just need to go into, you hit the control panel, go to tune, and go all the way to the bottom, and you'll see baby Z-step there too. It is the same thing as the adjust feature on the touchscreen printers, like a CR10 Max, a Pro, an Ender 5 Plus. When you're printing and you see the adjust at the bottom right, if you click adjust, you'll see Z compensation or Z height, and it's the same thing. You can change it while it's printing. And this helps you dial in and calculate that perfect first layer. The cool thing is about the touchscreen printers, the Pro, the V2, the Max, the Ender 5 Pluses, it remembers the height you left it off at. So even though I leveled my bed, my BL Touch did its thing, I'm printing, my nozzle's too high, I use that adjust to lower the nozzle and get that perfect first layer. Every print I do after that will remember where that was. So I don't need to re-level my bed. I just actively leveled my bed and now it's perfect. That's how I'm able to let my printers just start them up and go. It's pretty awesome. Right now I do need to re-level my Ender 3 though. It is starting to get a little bit low. The springs can be losing a little bit of tension over time. It's no problem. Speaking of things named Maya, where are your dogs? Maya is right here. Like literally right there. Wait. I learned this when I worked in Hollywood. I never worked in Hollywood. Oh, you can't see her. No. It's too dark. Oh my God, people are blowing me up. What is happening? I need my flashlight. There we go. There she is. Look at her. See that she's just laying underneath there. Sorry, I'm blinding you, Maya. I'm the worst owner ever. Yeah. Stop. Fuse deposition modeling. Thanks for answering. No problem. First try unplugging the wire on the BL Touch and plugging it back in. Make sure you plug it back into the right spot in the right way. Is there a way to get a good mask without doing no work? No. The speeding turtle. What? No, you always have to work. What is something small to print? I got a M3D Micro, and at the moment I'm printing the Eye of Agamotto. No, that's a good print. The orb, the power orb from Guardians of the Galaxy, that's a good print too. Dude, your channel is fantastic. Skylar, dude, you're awesome and fantastic, and you're breathtaking. Thank you for your service, and thank you for the live stream. I had fun. Hey, no problem. Thank you for tuning in. Okay, I'll try. How do you solve failed prints? Like my Ender 3 does not actually resume the print when the power fails. I don't know. You might need to update your firmware for that one. The stock Ender 3 print resume is eh. Look into the TH3D unified firmware. I show you how to update the firmware, I believe, in one of my older videos. It was a while ago. Maybe I'll do another one of those. In what case do you think tree supports are a good idea or a bad idea? One for big things. Sam the Blind Maker, you are going to have to test that out both ways. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad. I used it on most of my Mark 85 because of the really weird shapes and the organic design of it. But on things like helmets or like square prints or even the Mandalorian helmet video I just uploaded, which is like performing as like my best video ever. So thank you guys for that. I made that at a good time, I think. You have to play around with it. Load normal supports, slice it, see the material in time. Load tree supports, slice it, check the material in time. And sometimes it's better, sometimes it's worse. Tree supports are typically easier to remove though. So, tomato, potato. Dinner's ready, I gotta go, thank you for your service. Oh, you saw that, thanks. There's a great electronics channel on Frank's Discord, great for questions and circuits and build. Yes, there is. Tony Stark frequents there, he is a genius. She is the goodest girl. Is Fusion 360 good or no? I cannot comment on Fusion 360. I have never used it. Are you ever going to sell any of your stuff? I sell my stuff all the time. What are your X, Y, and Z axes? What? What do you mean, Kelly? X, Y, Z. What's a good way to size your prints for your face? Ryan Gill, that is a tricky one. But if you're new to the hobby, that is actually a good question. I size prints to my head because I have a file on my computer. I have a helmet file for an Iron Man helmet from Do3D that I know for a fact, and actually it's the same. There's a reason that this 100% scale Black Panther helmet fits me perfectly. There is a reason that this 100% scale Red Hood helmet fits me perfectly. And now this is gonna cut my ears. Oh, ow. I don't have elastic on it yet. It's taped together. This was a mistake. Ow. Yeah, it's digging into my ears. Just trying to get this off. Ow, ow, ow. That was a catastrophe. Yeah, anyway. There's a reason those two helmets fit me perfectly at 100% scale, and there is a Do3D helmet I used to have on some of my older videos. It was the Mark 85 helmet, and it fit me like snug. It fit me so tightly. That was printed at 100% scale, and from that moment on, I knew if I printed a helmet bigger than that, it would be a little loose. If I printed a helmet smaller than that, it wouldn't fit. Yeah, my ears are so red now. Oh my God, that hurt. Basically, it was an accident. I printed the helmet at 100% scale, and it fits me very similarly to this one. This is the CG Trader helmet, not the Do3D one. And you can see how tight this fits me. The Do3D one was a little bit tighter. My hair sticks out the top. This is kind of creepy looking, isn't it? Kind of wild, huh? So basically I have a helmet file that I use as a 3D analog for my head. So what I'll do is I'll go and I'll drop a helmet file into the program. I dropped this Mandalorian helmet into Cura, and then I dropped that exact helmet file into Cura, and I put the helmet inside the Mando helmet. And you can see like, all right, the hole opening, this is about the same size. It's a little tricky. Something you can do is print something called test rings, and what this does is, let's see, we'll use the Mark 1 helmet as an example. So I have the Mark 1 helmet. What you do is you drop it into Cura, and you lower it into the bed. Like, you know, you can move the print up and down. You lower it through the bed halfway, and then you start the print, and you let it print a couple layers up, and then you stop the print. This is going to give you a perfect ring of that, basically a sliced section of the print at that exact spot. And then what you do is you take that off the printer and you go and try to put it on your head. And if I was printing a Mark 1 helmet again and I did that, this ring, if I cut it here, would fit around my ears, and I would know this helmet would fit me. This could be a trap sometimes though, because what you'll do is you'll print the ring in the middle, but the opening at the bottom will be narrower. That is exactly what happened on this Gundam helmet right here. So I'm gonna strip this down real quick. Hold on. Gravity's helping me. This is the whole Gundam helmet. Look at the size difference here. This should fit, right? Like this is huge. The opening is smaller. So if you did a test ring on this halfway through, it would look like it fits until you print it. Yeah, I had to cut out the insides. I still actually can't get this on, and something just cracked. What was that? Something just made a pop noise. Yeah, I was able to get this on my head once or twice, but I think like from that Red Hood helmet, my head's swollen. That hurt. So it's not even fitting right now. But this is huge. Like, this helmet is gigantic, and it should fit my head. So you got to be careful. You got to look at the model and see what is going to actually be a good size for you. I'm at the point where I usually just print one. I print the helmet off at 100% scale. I see how it fits. If it doesn't fit, I print another one. Like my Nova helmet, I should have done, I didn't do that. I should have dropped my Iron Man helmet in with my Nova helmet because my Nova helmet is way too small. I also have a Power Ranger helmet in there. I did the same thing. I didn't scale it and it doesn't fit. But I know now with some math, if I can scale it up like 5 or 10%, it will fit. Do you ever pause and restart prints, or does it never work? You know, my print resume and pause works pretty good. Instead of the agamato, which I told you what it means in Greek, you say eye of agamato, which means eye of wow, cool. Did yeet out of here? I'm here. Daylight guy. I'm pretty new to printing. Do you have some tips to get better results? Tons, Jacobson. That's my entire YouTube channel is for. I have tons of tutorials on it, my dude. Why won't this print stick to my CR10 Max? I leveled the bed already and bought the nozzle way down. You need to have it so close that the filament is squishing out onto the bed, or your temperature is off. Get some calipers to measure your head. True, you could use calipers, but depending on the way the model is designed, you will never be able to tell what the inner diameter of that helmet is. A lot of programs are only going to tell you the outermost diameter in millimeters or inches. That one came off easier than the Gundam one went on the other day. Yeah, you're not wrong. Oh. How much filament do you need for printing the Iron Man helmet? I can print an this Iron Man helmet scaled down to 94% took half a roll of filament. I can just barely get my 100% scale helmets, like that one, to print at about 500 grams, sometimes a little more, but just about, depending on the helmets I'm printing, Iron Man wise, I can get 1 to 2 helmets out of a roll, which is awesome. Why won't my temp is too low or the room is too rigid? Yeah, I got some USA. You got a Sunlow SA for Christmas. Ryan Baker, welcome to the hobby. Can you use Cura for an Ender 5+? Yes. Bald Gundam. Why don't you 3D scan your head as a reference? Because I've never needed to. I don't need to now. Now I can now. I have a 3D scanner. I just actually built a 3D scanner with an Xbox Kinect. There is a video coming out for that eventually. Once I figure out how to use it, I'm going to 3D scan my entire body for a perfect scaled armor. More to come. Should I use software following with my print? Should I use the software following with my printer? Not sure what you mean, Jacobson. Yeah, you might have to expand on that question. What else we got? We have the printers, we have the beds, we have that, we have that. Okay, we talked a little bit about failure modes. I need to repaint this. We talked a little bit about failure modes, what can go wrong. You will have failed prints. This week I'm working, I need to slice the rest of this Mandalorian helmet. I need to finish this. So I'm going to show you guys how I measure that. I have a video on layer shifts, saving layer shifts and repairing them if possible. I'm also about to do a video showing you how to print the rest of a part and fuse it back on. I meant to do that a while ago. I had the footage for it, but I didn't like how it came out, so I just deleted the video. But now we have a Mando helmet, a little more relevant, and this will probably happen to a lot of you guys. This is normal. This is fixable. You could throw this out. I don't want to throw this out. This was a day-and-a-half print. It was nearing the end. It was at 90. It was at roughly 91%, 92% when this happened. The filament broke in the extruder, and it like I said, it was ghost printing. It thought it finished, and it never finished. Yeah. But you guys want to see something magical? Look at this helmet. I need to show this off real quick. This right here is my cleanest print ever. This was printed on my CR10S Pro V2. One-shot Mandalorian helmet. This took 50, I took a picture of it because this was a 0.4 millimeter nozzle. So this took a little longer than I typically like. I used a 0.16 millimeter layer height, and this took 56 hours. So over 2 days. But I printed it on a higher quality than I ever do. And this is like the cleanest helmet I've ever had. It is, I cannot wait to paint this thing. It is so damn smooth. Bink. The light is not helping. I don't know. Yeah, you kind of see it there. It is. This helmet came out wonderful, and I'm very proud of it. I have two, one on my Max and one like this. This one came out just a little bit better. This is at 95%, because this one's gonna be mine. Make my nose stick out a lot. Yeah, this is gonna be the one that I put the most work into. This is the one I'm keeping. So I'm very. Oh look, no center supports. Haha, wild. Yep, I had to label the inside. I had to put Pro V2 on the inside so I could tell. Yep. And then this is on the Max. This was printed with a little bit of a higher. Was this one? Oh, this one. Okay, this one's at 100% scale, so it's a little bit bigger. Yeah, this one fits on better. It was in the garage, so it's kind of cold. No, wait. Oh no! This wasn't. My Max is in the garage. This was printed and this was printed on an Ender 5 Plus. I know that because I took the ears off and I printed this. This one printed much quicker. This one printed in like a day and a half. Let me show you guys a little trick that'll help you on your 3D printing endeavors. If you're going to be printing a lot, go get yourself a little digital food scale. They're like 10 bucks. Then what you're going to do is on a fresh roll of filament, the day you get some filament, take your scale, weigh the entire roll. It will say guaranteed 1,000 something grams. Well, there's 1,000 grams of filament on the roll, minus that from whatever number you see, and that's how much the empty spool weighs. The reason I'm telling you that is because then, while you're printing, you're going to have a spool with not a lot of filament left on it. But you don't know how much your empty spool was. You haven't used an entire spool yet. I have empty spools. You don't. So now you have that number. You know your spool weighs. I know this spool weighs 133 grams. So let's put it on the scale. This spool with the plastic here weighs 236. So minus 133, there is about 130. Oh wow, that's kind of funny actually. Huh. Okay. There's 103 grams of filament left on it. Boom. I know exactly how much filament is left on this. Or what you do is you take the empty spool, put it on there, and you can zero out or tar the value. So it calculates in there that it already has it. So right now the scale says 0. Now it says negative 133. Let's put this on there. Oh look, 103 grams. So now you can calculate exactly how much filament is left on every single one of your spools. And this way when you slice your print in Cura and it says this is how much filament it needs, you know, oh okay, I have enough on this roll, I don't have enough on that roll. You're welcome. It'll save you a lot of headache. I'm here for you. I'm here for you. Yeah, because there are no layer lines. Oh wow, I missed some stuff. Hold on, I'm sorry. What is the main reason for a layer shift? Smithgard Cosplay, a lot of reasons can have a layer shift. Bad G code, maybe you removed the SD card too soon, Cura had a hiccup, a belt was too loose, your printer bed actually shifted, if you aren't using strong enough binder clips, or your magnetic bed is starting to lose some of its magnetism, a lot of things can cause a layer shift. Do you ever think about adding useful weapons to the Iron Man suit, like the rockets? No. Have you gotten your hands on the ArmorSmith software? I usually start with 100% scale, then I go down from there, but I've been curious. I have ArmorSmith. I haven't used it yet. For sanding, what do you use? Sandpaper or anything else before you paint, especially for figurines? I don't do figurines. That's a whole other world of sanding and priming and XTC 3D stuff. I use an electric palm sander or sandpaper. Mostly, if I can use my electric palm sander, I use that. Hello, recently bought a CR20 Pro. What is the best slicer? I like Kelvin Joseph. I like Ultimaker Cura. You had mentioned doing a Keyblade video. Is it still in the works? It is. Level your Ender 3 on a live stream. Kelly, I would, but I level it in literally 60 seconds in that Ender 3 upgrade video. Can Cura fix elephant foot? If so, how? No. If you had an elephant foot nozzle blowout, you had your tube back out. I mentioned I use the software made for the printer or something else. If it, Jacob said no. I would use Cura. You don't need to use the software that came from it. Hi, it's Soup returning. How are you? I'm good, Soup. How are you? Can I leave my 3D printer working for 3 days, or is it to put it on pause and print? No. If it's in an area you're comfortable with, I would look at my safety and prevention 3D printing video. There are ways to make it safer. Maybe just putting it on a metal plate. These are electrical appliances. I'm not saying they burst into flames randomly, but like, would you leave your oven on for 2 days? Would you leave your toaster on for 2 days? It does get hot. So make sure it's in a place that is safe for something hot to be on that long. There are ways you could, it does have thermal runaway. I'm just paranoid, so I have a lot of safety precautions in place, but you're very fine to leave it on for 2 days. Which printer would you recommend? Sorry if you've said it already. Chris Stott. Depends on what you want to print, my dude. I have a recommendation video. It's a few live streams before this. Go check that out. And I cover like printing small stuff and big stuff and what printers I recommend. Thanks for answering, both of you. No problem, Thor. I'm keeping your hammer. It's right here. Anyway, how much did your Iron Man suit cost altogether? So we're in the last half hour. I will now... I think I mostly covered everything I wanted to. Unless you guys have any more specific questions about getting into the 3D printing hobby. The stream did get derailed a couple times. There's so many questions, but hopefully I was able to answer just some of those more generic questions. You know what I mean? Just about where to get your files, some of the problems you're going to run into, some of the types of filaments. It was more of just a general Q&A, so I apologize for that. But my bad. You guys are distracting. Leave me alone. Oh, why didn't it, what happened here? There we go. Can you print a Mark 85 dome upright with no center support? You can, but then you're gonna need a bunch of supports in like the ear spots and all of that. That's why I don't do it. My entire Mark 85 suit cost about $700 to make, said and done. Files, filament, paint, electronics, straps, buckles, magnets. Chris, which printer do you have? Chris, what in the world have you been printing for 8 days? I'm printing Superman right now. Oh, that's awesome. We have a machine for multi-day prints. Multi-week. Maya, careful. You're going to knock over the sword. Maya lays down behind the suit now. I don't know why, but it's really adorable. And look at her. I didn't put you back there. You did it. Such sass. Have you used Sunloop Pet G? Thoughts? I did use Sunloop Pet G on one helmet. I liked it. Pet G is tricky to dial in with supports though. I'm going to head back. Thanks for your service. Hey, no problem, Bray. Is thermal runaway still a problem with the CR10 Max? I've never had thermal runaway problems with the CR10 Max. Do you? Hey man, I just got an Ender 5 Plus and I'm trying to get the files from Cura to my printer through an SD card, but it won't show up on the printer. Your file name is too long. Blake's got cake. Like literally put the SD card back in your printer, your computer, change the file name to something 10 characters or less. And I had plastic in my hair. Oh God, I'm too invested in this hobby. Oh, it's from the Mando helmet. Yeah, your file name is too long. Any touchscreen Creality printer. Hey, here's another thing noobs might not know. If you have a file on your computer and you try to make it, it's not coming up on your printer. You're like, I know it's in there. Your file name is too long. For some reason, the touchscreen Creality printers, if it's 15 characters or more, it won't read it. Just go rename it to like helmet or 1 or A. It'll show up. Yes. Will this be re-uploaded? It's always uploaded. It's saved. It'll always be saved. How do you judge a model in Cura to know if it's printable or needs work? Ooh, that's a good question. You just need to know. Oh, Chris, you just stumped me, dude. Yes, that is a Shiba Inu. Her name is Maya. You need to look at the print pragmatically and logically. The preview function is great. Slice it, go into preview, and I show you in all my little slicing, cutting demo tutorials where you can make the print build up and down. And I did it in the Mando video. I did it in a lot of different videos I just did it in. And you can watch the print build up and down. watch those first couple layers. As you start to build the print up, you might see things start literally appearing in midair. Kira doesn't understand gravity. Kira's attempt, and no slicer really understands gravity. Kira's attempt at gravity is your overhang angle, that 45, that 70. That's it compensating, thinking, hey, I can't print this way. That doesn't work. So it looks for these angles and these where, all right, it's going to print here, I should support that. That's Kira trying to compensate for its lack of understanding for literally gravity as a constant. You need to go and look at the print. You need to look at, if I start to print plastic here, but there's no support under it, it's not gonna print. So taking your time to evaluate your prints are crucial. You will start to get more comfortable with it. You will start to look at the models and understand what needs supports and what doesn't. You'll start printing. I know exactly the supports I need on these Iron Man helmets now because I printed so many of them. When I get new files I've never printed, I spend minutes, hours sometimes evaluating them, looking them over, arranging them. All right, this will print, this won't. But if you load a file into Cura and it just has holes and it looks like a weird file, it might be a weird file. Yes. Thanks, Chris. Jerk. Have you ever thought about doing an Iron Bat helmet? Yes, no, I'm not going to. I have a roll of ABS. Do you recommend printing with that or getting a new roll of PLA? ABS, you need a heated enclosure for. She feels safe back there. Oh, she is. She was just sleeping. We're taking a break from your regular scheduled program to bring you my adorable goddamn dog. Maya. Hi. How dare you derail my stream with your cuteness? I can't even. Well, if that wasn't the cutest thing you've ever seen in your life, you're a monster. Now the camera's all messed up because she's cute. Damn it. All right, yeah, we're back. I love you, Maya. He's adorable. Hey, I'm just wondering if I'm buying a new printer, do you have some recommendations? I'm not rich. Jacobson, yes. One of my previous live streams about 3D printing, I went over all my recommendations on what you should do, what to look for in printers, big, small, all of that. I watched your Ender 3 videos and they don't demonstrate and explain bed leveling, or it's way too quick. I've watched the vids by other makers and they're confused. No, I definitely level the bed. Upgrading my Ender 3 video, it's at the end of it. Victory, yeah, my CR10 Mac. Checking preview, saved a bunch of projects. Oh yeah, for sure. MJ Studio. Do you use Octoprint? I do not. Dude, I can't believe that fixed it. You're awesome, bud. I know things. I drink soda, and I know things. Boba Fett helmet? Maybe. My CR10 Max filament cooler fan duct broke. Do you know where I can get a new one, new store file for it? Can you re-glue it? That's what I did on my Pro V2. I just glued it back on. Ish, think about a 3D printer in space, you wouldn't need supports. I have thought about that. The only problem with that is you'd have nothing to press against. The support isn't only because of gravity, the filament needs something to push against. So, yeah. Nice dog. The Max Film Frank ASMR. Best Star Wars props you have? I have a Mando helmet. That's about it. It'll be nice once I finish and paint it. Sometimes when I print it, it's like stuck in a lump and drags the print everywhere. Jacobson, that's because you are too high from your bed. Derail your stream, you woke her up, you monster. I need a Shiba Inu. Oh, they're amazing dogs. Don't get them if you expect them to act like dogs, though. They don't. For some reason, when I print very small figures or designs, the lines of the structure get out. How can I solve that problem? Oof, that's tricky, man. That's just dialing in and using smaller layer heights and higher quality. Your doggo looks like Cheddar from B99. I don't know what that is. What do you have printing right now? I am printing my own Red Hood helmet. This is for a friend. This is the one that broke and cracked. I just have to weather this. Finish painting it again because I had to repaint the front because it fell. And I'm printing my own Red Hood helmet because I don't have one for myself. And then I'm printing two more Mandalorian helmets to burn up all the extra filament I have. I have a lot of rolls of filament with like 100 and 200 grams left. So I'm gonna print one Mandalorian helmet and just use up all the rest of it. So it's gonna have a lot of print resumes. But the print resume on my CR10 Pro V2 is very reliable, so I'm trusting that one. And that's it. 2 Mando helmets, a Red Hood helmet, the front, and a Red Hood helmet, the back part. My Ender 5 Pluses are not running right now. I dumped Opto since my Wi-Fi is bad, and as soon as there was a hiccup, it stopped. Exactly. Should I put foam in my helmet to make it more comfortable because I don't know? Sure. That's up to you. Do you recommend switching out the stock SD card reader? No, leave the SD card reader in there. And if you're having problems with your printers and you have an SD card extension, it's probably the SD card extension. Get rid of it. I've had nothing but problems with all of mine. Because there's no way to lock the SD card extension in there, it always backs out just a little bit and it can cause a lot of problems. Favorite Christmas song? Don't have one. But in zero gravity, the plastic would fuse and cool faster, so it wouldn't need anything. No. Just because there's zero gravity doesn't mean there's no atmosphere. There's still going to be convection, conduction, and thermal radiation in a zero-G environment. There's still air. There's still cool air that is going to actually absorb the heat from the plastic the same it does in here. It still needs to push. Now, if it was in a vacuum, it would never cool. Yeah. It would actually stay liquid hotter. It would stay liquid longer. Don't 3D print in space. Do the pet furs mess your printers? No, not at all. 99? I love working the 99. Yeah, so we're derailing again. Who is Red Hood? He's from the Batman games, comics, shows. But in zero gravity plastic material, we just travel with a nozzle instead of... Yes, exactly. You need something to push against. When will you go live again? We are going to be doing... Hey! Soon. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. Yeah, but gee, it wouldn't have anything to do with the gray film and the nozzle limit. Our print would be dry to the size. Stop talking about printing in space. I want to talk about it, but this isn't the stream. We'll talk about it in the Discord after. If you want to talk about 3D printers in space, hop in the Discord. We're going to go live. I'm going to tell you why you're all wrong. Is there a way that you fuse 2 ends of filament together so you don't have to print resume? Nathan, there are some people who have tried that, who have taken a bunch of like strands of filament and fused them together. I've never seen anybody have great luck with them, and I would always be afraid it's a failure point. And honestly, IMO, not worth it. But if you only have an Ender 3 or something like that with no print resume or no filament runout sensor, might be worth looking into, man. Maybe somebody send me some links if people have done that. It'd be kind of cool, actually. But then you need to re-spool. You need to take the filament and spool it up, and hard pass. When we go live again, is there a way to use? How do you get the magnets in your Iron Man helmet? Do you carve out a slot? No. The helmet file I use has holes for magnets in it. It has channels for magnets in it already. Or you carve out a slot. There's a couple ways around it. Just a couple. Ooh, I should motorize this helmet. Space. No atoms. Space is cold. Space is cold. No atmosphere. And with no atmosphere, convection cannot happen. So all you can do is thermally radiate, and it is the least efficient form of displacing heat in space. That's why space battles like Star Wars and Star Trek are nonsense, because the amount of lasers and firepower these ships are firing out, there's no way to actually get the heat to dissipate from the ship. So the best way to actually get a spaceship to blow up or be defeated in space is to literally just let it fire on you, and it will overheat because there's no way for the expanded heat from the energy it's outputting to get out of the ship. Go watch The Expanse. I got a new printer for Christmas first time. The nozzle is hitting my prints currently. Your nozzle is too high. Lower your bed. Your bed's too close to the nozzle. Where's the Discord link? Hey there, Frank Bill. Just want to say thank you for keeping it stupid simple and not overcomplicated, and a lot of things like simply sand your prints with 80 grit before you start filling and painting. A lot of guys on YouTube more or less scaring people away. Thanks. Yeah, there's a lot of people on YouTube who just like are bad. They're good at printing. But yeah, you should go to Comic-Con wearing the... I would love to go to Comic-Con wearing the Iron Man suit. If there are any Comic-Cons, to go to Comic-Con with the Iron Man suit in. And when a Comic-Con pops back up where I can take the suit to a Comic-Con, I'll go to that Comic-Con. So stay tuned for more Comic-Con. How and why did you start 3D printing? Mixolist wrap? Mixolist? I started 3D printing to make that Iron Man suit. I wanted it, and I made it. Nerdy Frank going off. Frank, you need to be an astronaut. No. That was fast. Yes. Unless each blasted ray had individual force fields till impact. Something like that. Mind blown with space battles. Blue smoke sucks. Magic blue smoke suck. What? And you get that. Is that? Huh? It's a lot of Comic-Con. And they're all canceled. So. Yeah, there's a lot wrong with space battles. You also wouldn't be able to see the other ship. Unless it was emitting its own light. Which is weird. Why do spaceships have wings? And windshields? They shouldn't have windshields. It's structural integrity compromise, and it's stupid. You can fly through space, but you don't have cameras. What paints do you use to paint the battle damage Mark 85 helmet? That Mark 85, I want to get it. I love this helmet. I'm going to get it. You talk me into it. This is my pride and joy. This is my best paint job. I know I weathered it and damaged it. It's because there were some issues. This is my, hands down, my best goddamn paint job. I love this. This is a candy paint. Yes. I love the fact that you always answer the questions. I write you into your DMs. I try, man. If I ever get to a Comic-Con in London, I will take War Machine Mark 1 with me and nothing else. That's good. I leave England in May. I'm going back to the US, so we'll see. So this was painted with, I used Rust-Oleum Sandable Primer. It's a black primer on this. Sands down very smooth. Then I painted the entire thing gloss black. After the gloss black, I painted it with a Rust-Oleum metallic. The same metallic that's on my Mjolnir. This is the same paint. And actually, you can kind of see it there. See the damage? This is the same paint. Once that was dry, I then hit it with the gold. It's the same brand gold. It's Rust-Oleum Metallic Effects Chrome, and then Rust-Oleum Metallic Effects Interior Gold. It goes over very nicely. It was shinier. I did dull it down a little bit by hand polishing it. Wow, this eye looks great right now. Wow. And then the red is a candy cone. It's a candy spray paint. It's very finicky to use, and I'm still testing it out and experimenting with it, and I need to get more of it. I'm out, but it's very fragile. I can literally sit here and I can actually scrape this off in real time. It's a damaged helmet, I don't care. That was shot with a salt gun. I can't clear coat this. Because of this candy paint, I can't use the type of clear coats I use. There are other clear coats I can get, special varnishes and stuff, but this helmet I'm happy with. I'm not going to mess with this one anymore. I am going to be experimenting more with paints. I wish I could get my Mark 85 to look like that, like my suit. This makes me hate the paint job on my suit. This is beautiful. I love this helmet so much. I could be listening to Frank debating about safe stuff for hours. I love the broken eye on the helmet. This is my best work. Drops it. Do you plan on ever coming to Greece? I've been to Greece. I've been to Greece a couple times. I've been to Greece more than any. Oh yeah, wow. We've been to Athens. We've been to Athens, Pompeii, Naples. No, that's Italy. Sorry. Back up. Italy, Greece. We've been to Athens, Catacola. Aegina, a little island below Athens, Corfu, Santorini, and there's another there. We've been to Greece a lot. I love Greece. Greece is amazing. I need to put padding in this helmet. There's no padding in it, so it just kind of wobbles around, but I'd like it to sit like that. Yeah. What? I love the broken eye on that helmet. What part of the US? I don't know yet. I won't know until February. Franks leaves England. Damn it. Yep. Ever consider repainting the Mark 85? Every day. Every friggin' day. Every day I see this helmet, I think about repainting that suit. Oh, did you officially get your orders on where you're going, or is this still, well, it's obvious we're heading to the States. We're 100% going to the States. We won't know till February. What 3D program printer you use for beginners? Ultimate Kukura. Sorry for the stupid one, but what do you do with the inside of your suits and helmets? Black, red? I nothing. I don't paint the insides. This is just red filament. You can even see the overspray. Whatever. I use candy red religiously. 2K top coat worked like a dream. Not Rust-Oleum. That's what I use for the red hood. Just different red. I might have to mess with that. I clear coat what needs a clear coat. Oh, you live in Athens. That's really cool, man. Your city's awesome. Sorry about the Temple of Zeus. That was rough. What's the war story behind the battle damage helmet? Who was he fighting? Everybody. Probably Wolverine and Thanos. If you're moving back to the States, how more possible would it be to see you at SDCC with the suit whenever they start again? Ice blue. So if everybody remembers, since I won that Comic-Con online thing, I have free tickets to San Diego Comic-Con 2021. As long as it still happens. If not, it will be deferred to Comic-Con 2022. But if SDCC happens in person, I will be there with this suit and maybe another. So that will happen. Yes. Okay, thanks. I'll save a euro in advance. If you ever come here. I mean, we're probably not going back before we leave. Like, travel is pretty much done for. It sucks. I'm glad we were able to see so much of Europe before we went into lockdown. I've been to over 20 different countries. It's been amazing. Yeah, living here has been an absolute godsend and blessing, and we took advantage of it the best we could. No regrets. I wish we had traveled more, but I can't be sad with the amount we did travel. Barcelona, Lagos, Berlin, Paris, Brussels, Bruges, Ghent, Amsterdam, London, obviously, so many places in Greece, Italy, Croatia, Dubrovnik, Croatia, just so many freaking places we've been. It's been incredible. Montenegro, right? Kotor, Montenegro. Didn't know that was a country. I thought Montenegro was a part of another country. Nope, it's its own country. And there, it's beautiful. Yep. Is there a lot of space for the servo in the helmet? This helmet, oh my God, yes. That helmet, no. That helmet, I need to wear a headband because the servo pushes right here on my widow's peak and it hurts. If you guys want to see that helmet on my head, I'll grab it in a minute. But do you bring all the models with you when you... Oh, this is all coming with me to the States, and hopefully I'll have an even bigger workshop and a better setup. We're hoping to have like a YouTube studio setup thing where I can film better, and it's going to be awesome. It's going to be freaking awesome, and I can't wait. What is happening on my phone right now? Cool. So, two things I want to announce while we wrap this stream up. 6 minutes left. Thank you for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. We are going to be doing a special Discord Comic-Con. The title is tentative. We were joking about FranklyCon because it's my Discord. We're going to workshop that. However, so anyway, we're going to be doing a really special Comic-Con to celebrate the new year on January 3rd because that's the first... Hold on. It's January 3rd. Because that's the first Sunday of the new year. It is not going to be live streamed on YouTube to respect people's privacy because I don't want to live stream to the entire world. And okay, we're still working on the structure. Please be on the Discord to learn more. We will be posting about it. There will be updates. The basic idea is on January 3rd, me, a bunch of moderators, all of you guys will be able to tune into the Discord. We will have a special channel set up, and you guys can show off your projects and costumes. I know it's a little short notice, but a lot of you, I'm sure, are itching to show this stuff off. It doesn't need to be a big presentation. It can literally just be you saying, here's my iron. You don't even need to put the suit on if you want. If you have a suit on display, talk to us about it. We're trying to figure out time, maybe 30 seconds, maybe a minute. We'll figure it out. That'll be more to come. But basically, we want to see what you guys have been making. We want to, I want to see it. We want to see it. Show the community. So it's going to be on the Discord. It's going to be this really fun little event. I will be recording all of it. Okay, I will record everything on my computer. If you don't, and then I will be putting on a YouTube video afterwards, a compilation, and like, hey, look at what everybody's working on. This is really cool. It doesn't need to be Iron Man. It can be anything, any cosplay and all that stuff. And if you have friends who might be interested in it, let them know. I will be recording all of it after. And if you don't want yourself in the video, just let me know when you enter the room to start showing and talking and showcasing your cosplay to everybody. The first thing that should come out of your mouth is, please don't put this on YouTube. Done. This way, when I'm going through the videos, I immediately know, it's just an easier for me to cut. No one will think anything less of you. You just don't want it on YouTube, and I get that. I totally understand that. It'll be a lot of fun. There might be a prize where it might be like my favorite, like Frank's favorite, and maybe you'll get a prize. I'm tossing around the idea of like a DO3D voucher, like a credit to DO3D to go buy some files, maybe some filament. We'll figure it out. There'll be more on the Discord, so please stay tuned for that. I think it'll be a lot of fun, especially because a lot of you guys have been building some awesome stuff. So get your stuff ready, and it'll be pretty cool. I think it'll be pretty cool. Love the new light box. Disco, how does it work? Not sure what you're asking. It'd be awesome if you moved to Utah. I could end up at Hill. I could very much end up at Hill Air Force Base. I'll be Mark Treffler has ideas around for a while. Yeah, Mark, this has been going for a while. How many dogs do you have? I have 2. Do you make all your own files or do you download them? And if so, from where? And where are the free files? Also, what do you have a budget 3D printer if you want to make some cool props like yours? Damn, Thomas, that was a lot to ask. Here we go. No, I don't make all my files. I download them, pay for them. They're free or paid, depends. I get them from a multitude of websites like DO3D, Thingiverse, Colts 3D, Etsy, CG Trader. If you go onto the Discord, scroll all the way down to the bottom, there's a frequently asked questions section that has every STL file I have ever used, where to get it, are there discount codes with it, and how you can buy it. And I have a video talking specifically about all the possible 3D printers and my recommendations. It was a previous live stream around Black Friday to help you evaluate, do I want a smaller printer like this or do I want a bigger printer like this, and what are the pros and cons and the features that come with all of them. You're welcome, bye. Oh man, I thought it was what it said earlier. To send you that video by DM on this. Sure. Yeah, DM me, bro. Slide into my DMs. All right, gotta go call a couple tips. Thank you. Hey, Smithgard, thank you for joining. We're going to be wrapping this up, guys. Again, I really appreciate it. Stay tuned for that that Comic-Con. I really do hope that little cosplay convention thing we want to do in the Discord. I do hope a lot of you tune in and show off your stuff. We will set out a little bit of rules, but realistically, your stuff doesn't really need to be finished. It's going to be, we'll call it a Maker Con. Because if you don't have a project finished, but you still want to talk about it, I think we'll still let you in. Hey, here's my mostly done Iron Man suit. Hey, my Iron Man suit's printed, but this is what I have left. Maybe we'll put it like a 50%. You know, we don't want people just showing off helmet after helmet after helmet after helmet. We understand you're proud of them, but there needs to be a semblance of time, and we need to give everybody a chance here. So, again, more to come, and it'll be a lot of fun. So, if I'm flexing the rapid fire knowledge, you're a little late to the stream, though. Oh, Henry! Yeah, you just caught the end, man. Every time. Can't wait though. Okay, thank you very much. I know there was definitely a lot to ask. I had seen your TikToks. I figured I'd ask a couple questions on here. Awesome. No, that's no problem, dude. Definitely jump on the Discord. It's a good place to start, I promise. Yeah, I'm gonna be hopping in I am gonna hop in the Discord right after this for a little post-stream cleanup and just chill. Got some stuff to clean up. Have a few projects to work on. I have to find out when my phone's blowing up. I have a lot of notifications. Hopefully that's good news. And yeah, we can talk a little bit more unplugged. So I really appreciate it. If I go to Comic-Con, I have social anxiety. Hey, a lot of cosplayers and people have social anxiety. That's why they dress up. Hi, I'm printing a real military grade 1500 laser pistol. That's really cool. You have the right to laugh at me, huh? Sorry, I stopped working. It's cool, bro. MakerCon may be better. I know a lot of our members have stuff stuck in one build phase or another. Yeah, I like MakerCon. Frankly, MakerCon. Frankly, not finished yet. Been watching your videos. Have you thought about making weapons yourself? No, I'm not gonna. I didn't get into this hobby to make like any practical things like that. I don't see the point in that. But to each his own. A lot of people don't see the point in this, so it's a trade-off. So, guys, thank you again for tuning in. Join the Discord, please. It's free. Why wouldn't you join? It has information, and it's better than Facebook. I promise you. Facebook is a cesspool of inaccurate knowledge and morons. And if you took offense to that, so yeah, join the Discord. More videos coming out. I have the rest of the Mando video coming out this week. This week, I am motorizing this helmet, or maybe not this one, maybe another one. Yeah, I need 100% one. I'm gonna be motorizing an Iron Man helmet and uploading that tutorial finally. And then there's more of that to come. I had to refilm the Z Sword tutorial. That came out bad. The Samus one's pretty much done. I have a couple printing tutorials coming out, like build tutorials. So thank you. Yeah. Thank you. You guys have a great night. Yeah. Frankly, working on it. Frankly, builders. Yeah. Yeah, you guys have a great holiday. Great New Year's. Wherever you are, please stay safe, stay smart. Say no to drugs. And, yeah. I don't know. I feel like there was more I had to talk about, but I don't know. Time for another stream, I guess. Yeah, I really appreciate it, guys. You have a fantastic New Year's. 2020 is almost done. Hopefully 2021 will be better. It can't get worse. Heard it here, folks. First, folks. So, thank you. You guys have a good night.